Good evening. I think this was a very typical first game. I think there was a lot of sloppy things that happened. I thought our effort was very good. One of the most encouraging things to me tonight was our crowd. I thought our students were fabulous. I was excited to see them here. I thought I know it's you got a Stillwater High School football game. You've got a Thunder game going. I couldn't be any more pleased with our fans. I thought our bench was absolutely huge tonight. Getting back to the basketball side, when you get 1 point from 3 starters, that's going to be problematic on most nights. We're going to work to continue our depth, and that's something that the way we play. We've got to have depth, and I think you saw what a toll it can take on opposing teams. We're going to take them out of their offense. Clemens is a tremendous player. He's a tremendous talent. I mean, you talk about a special athlete, and he cramped at the end. 10 minutes to go, he's cramping. We've got a lot of things to work on. Very disappointed in our offensive execution. I thought early we were just fast and sped up. Juwan was fast and sped up. And then the game settled down a little bit. We got into the bonus. And, one of the things I've talked with Juwan a great deal about is getting to the foul line a lot more than he did last year. I need Juwan 250-plus times at the foul line. And with the emphasis on all the hand checks and the bumping and so on and so forth, he's a ton to contain and stop him from where he wants to get. But he had a great run there in the first half, and we needed it. We needed it. We needed that shot in the arm, and that's what really good players do, is they know when to take over.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on your first game in Gallagher-Iva and kind of what the day was like, and singing the alma mater with the team? Kind of how did the day go?
Well, you guys will find out with me over the course of time. I'm a pretty emotional person, and I spent more time in the last. I never don't sleep good night before a game. And my wife was mad at me last night because at 1 o'clock in the morning I'm, on my phone, and that's not me. And I thought a lot today about walking into that building for the first time when it really counts, and how much that means to me. And I've had a long journey. The journey has made this special. I've been blessed from that standpoint. But I know how important basketball is at Oklahoma State. I know how great it's been. I know how important it is to fans. And, man, that means so much to me. And, to know all the great players that have played on that floor, to know all the coaches that have been on that floor, all the great moments that have taken place on that floor. Don't think for 1 second that I didn't think a lot about that today, and it's pretty special to me. Now I got to get back to coaching basketball better.
You had 3 assists at halftime. What was your message to the team?
It probably wasn't very complimentary, to be honest. The halftime speech that's not who we want to be. That's not what I want our team to be about. When the ball goes in, it's fool's gold. It's a false reality. Everybody says, well, that's the object. Well, it's not the object when you have when you have a game that you have to win. You have to be able to run offense. We can't play that way consistently and beat people. We have to learn to pass the ball. We have to learn to run offense. We have to know what we're looking for. That's my job. I got to do a better job of getting our guys to understand what we're looking for. We had cutters wide open all night. We never threw the ball, and when we did, we threw it to them. That's something we got to continually work on, and it's not something our guys do naturally, but we've got to continue to work on it.
Did you like Cam McGriff's effort off the bench with his energy and rebounds?
He was terrific after his first little stint. Cam can be that guy. Cam can be that elite rebounder every single night. He is so special. He is so talented. He's athletic. He's got a great motor. When Cam doesn't try to do too much at the offensive end, that's where he gets in trouble. Once he slowed down, he was fantastic, and what a huge lift. I mean, you've got 1 point and 9 fouls and 4 rebounds from our starting 4 and 5, but that's what good teams do is they have that guy coming off the bench and give him a lift, and I thought Lucas gave us a lift at different times. Lucas has had an incredible, by far and away our best week of practice of any player. He was in the office for an hour every single day watching film, preparing, because we expected to see Princeton style offense, and that young man was committed, and he is so much better now than he was the first day he got here. I'm really excited about Lucas and Cam and the job that they did tonight.
For your freshmen coming in and getting used to playing as hard as they've got to play for you, what do you think that transition was like for them, and how most of them adapted to that?
It's not easy. It's hard. It's really hard. Most of them have never been asked to play hard, and I don't mean that in a bad way towards their high school coaches. But it's to do that with the time-consuming part of what we do, practice 2.5, 3 hours every single day. You lift, your film responsibilities becomes job-like, and that's a challenge for some of them. They practice an hour and a half in high school, and then they have to get off because the JV needs the gym, and that's a different perspective. They also have to deal with the perspective of maybe they're not the guy anymore, and so there's adversity that has to deal with. And I've been on Brandon really hard. I'm challenging him. The one thing I love about Brandon Everett, that sucker has tremendous pride, and he's got to continue to grow and learn to be a great leader, not a good leader, a great leader. And when he does that, we're going to have one heck of a basketball player on our hands. He's athletic. He's very talented, very gifted, and for him, he's got pride, and so he's going to become great. And that's what I love about this freshman class. They're all like that.
Where do you start tomorrow with Mitch after tonight?
Oh, I think Mitch will be fine. Mitch had one of those nights. I think it's hard when you don't have tremendous size. Campbell wasn't a real big team. They spread the floor, took him out of the paint, forced him to come out. Mitch made 2 of the biggest plays of the night, and they were important in the first half because they were the first 2 ball screen coverages that we actually did right, and we forced turnovers. And I don't want to talk too much about my team last year, but we forced 37% of the time teams ball screen, we force turnovers. That's part of it, is rotations, but the guy on the ball has to do the job, and you have to communicate. And one of our biggest problems as a team, we're quiet. Quiet teams have problems. You can't be quiet. You have to be a vocal. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're a lot better. But the way we play in our coverages, you've got to call screens, and you've got to be loud, and the guards have to be able to make their adjustments through being vocal. And ball screen coverage is going to be a big part of what we do tomorrow in practice, because we've got a little guard coming in here from Central Arkansas who can flat go in terms of scoring the basketball. And then we'll look for marked offensive improvement as well.
One player didn't play tonight, Devon. Thing there with him.
Nope. We'll see how he is tomorrow in practice.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you.